weekend, I spent really a lot of time editing the videos for Genderbent, and it really took a lot of time because the videos were shot on 3 cameras, so I had to like switch the angles and do this and do that and add titles and do this, color correction, blah blah blah, and it took a really long time, and it's actually rendering right now just out of the shot. I am not lying, my laptop is like 3 feet away. But as I was rendering the video and just watching it and just kind of like watching my own numbers and watching numbers that I didn't really get to see from the audience perspective because I was running around backstage, I was just thinking of like little things that the audience might not have noticed and little things that I noticed that I wanted to share with you because I thought it'd be kind of funny. And I personally really like behind the scenes theater video type things, so I thought I would make one for all of you today. So this is just gonna be kind of a director's commentary on the show, and if you want to watch the full show, the video will be on my music channel, which is AG Music, and the MTO YouTube channel, which both will be linked down below. And yeah, without any further ado, let go.
My unfortunate erection is destroying my perfection.
Jess is actually student teaching this semester, so she couldn't make it to the live auditions. So she just auditioned via a recording that she emailed to Mike and myself. And so during the first day of auditions, which were the solo auditions, Mike and I had a bit of a break. We weren't going to see anybody for like 20 minutes. So we decided to like see if anybody had sent in recordings to the MTO email. And we saw that Jess had sent something in. So we were just like, oh yeah, Jess sent something, like let's see what that is. And she conveniently did not label the recording or mention anywhere in the email what she was singing, which I don't know if that was on purpose, but it actually made it that much funnier. And so we opened it and started listening, and we instantly knew it was My Unfortunate Erection, and we're just like, oh well, okay, alright there.
Shit that I'm selling because my stiffing has ruined my spelling.
I am 16, going on 17.
He's actually about 27.
Naive. Fellows I meet, they tell me I'm sweet, and willingly I'll believe.
Messages on Theater Commandments that are like, Amy, I made a mistake on stage and now my life is over. I'm the worst performer ever. I make mistakes during performances too. Everybody does. And I do have to admit that yes, I am a perfectionist, and a mistake like that and even little tiny mistakes get to me way more than the average person. But that is why I have to remind myself, and this is why I always say this on Theater Commandments, that it happens to everybody.
Everybody there because if everybody's there.
I actually didn't find out that Paul was literally gonna get full on like bridal done up with the dress and everything until I edited the video. And I actually remember that a few weeks ago Paul had posted in the Facebook group that we had for the cast, like, hey, would it be okay if I did the show in full drag? Like, as some of you may know, I'm a little bit of a drag queen on the side, and so if that's okay, like, does anybody want to join me? And Mike and I, of course, were like, yeah, that's fine. The show is called Genderbent. Totally fine. And I guess this is what he was talking about. And I really have no idea how I did not see him backstage in the dress. Like, I don't know how this just slipped past me, especially because I was in the same wing as him doing a quick change while he was waiting to go on. Like, I really have no idea how I just didn't see this at all.
Days for Amy, I give you.
Every time that she sung the "Today is for Amy" line in rehearsal, as well as during the performance, I would stop what I was doing and do this. Fun fact about Mitchie that you might know if you watch AG Life, but she talks in the Miranda voice about 75% of the time. So it's actually really weird for us to hear her use her real singing voice and her real speaking voice because we hear her do Miranda like all the time. And Mitchie is a great singer, but it always catches us off guard when she actually sings like her and not like Miranda.
Not a word of it to Paul. Remember, Paul, you know the man I'm gonna marry, but I'm not because I wouldn't ruin anyone. It's wonderful to see you.
We took our sweet time doing this set change because Mitchie had a quick change. She was in the number right before, and so we took our time with the set change just to buy her time to do her quick change.
Check it out, guys. What's so special about that?
You don't need money when you're famous. They give you whatever you want. And And right about there is when we realized that the sound guy had missed the cue. The cue line was Michelle's line, like what's so special about that? And they knew this. It was on their set list. I gave them a specially made set list that had the cue line on it. And you can't see this, but when they missed the sound cue, Michelle's eyes went right to the booth like phoom. And then I just ad-libbed a line and everything was fine. The music started, it was all good. And that was just one of those moments that felt like an eternity on stage, but actually was not that long at all. And let me just say that I'm not being like, oh my god, the sound guy is incompetent. Like, no. Because the hall that we performed this in, which is LaFrac Concert Hall, is literally used every single day, we can't get really more than 1 or 2 dress/tech rehearsals. So yes, we are actually extra prone to having technical issues. It is quite difficult to sing and tap dance at the same time. Also, we destroyed 2 sets of newspaper props prior to the show because they were made of paper and only held together by scotch tape to like keep them in the rolls, and we were hitting them on things and onto our bodies. I literally made new newspaper props for the show and then just told the cast in like the week or 2 prior to the performance, feel free to obliterate the props that we have now because we are going to get new ones. Michelle and I would always wind up really close to each other, like freaking nose to nose close to each other. And because of that, we always would just start busting out laughing in rehearsal because we'd wind up like, "Hi, how you doing? How you doing?" Mio always says that he wants to become a singing stripper and just sing Italian arias on a pole, and I would like to think that this number put him 1 step closer to that dream.
Now I'm standing in the kitchen, warming up the chicken for dinner, minding my own business. And insert my husband member in a jealous rage.
Mike was not acting in that moment. That is legitimately how he is 100% of the time.
Man. And then he ran into my knife.
He ran into my knife 10 times.
He was a real artistic guy, sensitive, a painter. But he was always trying to find himself. He'd go out every night looking for inspiration. And on the way, he found Ruth, Gladys, Rosemary, Cynthia, and Omar.
That line is actually supposed to go, and on his way he found Ruth, Gladys, Rosemary, and Irving, but we changed the last name from Irving to Omar because that's one of our friends' names and we thought it would be funny. And that joke actually could not have gone any more perfectly because during the show, Omar was sitting in the 2nd row. And I guess that the guys on stage must have seen him like really clearly and knew exactly where he was because, and I actually did not find this out until I was editing the video, when Jerry was saying that line, when he said, "and Omar," he pointed right at him. And during the actual performance, I was watching this number from the wings and I couldn't really see that much, but I could see Omar's face and it was priceless. Like, it just killed me. I had to go and put myself in a corner because I was just wheezing laughing. And I was also trying really hard not to bust out laughing really loudly because I was in the wings. The stage is 10 feet away. Like, now is not the time to start sounding like a hyena.
You and me, but mostly me.
When Mike and I saw that they were gonna audition with this song, we got really excited because we were like, oh my god, it's Book of Mormon, it's really funny, like yay, you know, this will be great. And then they came in and did it with full staging and everything, and it just about made my day.
Next to you and watch. Yeah. Every hero needs a sidekick. Every captain needs a man. Ion.
Mike was is not acting here. This is legitimately how he is all the time.
No one glares when you do jello. No one says that you're insensitive.
During rehearsals for this, I would always do the choreography for Jello in the most ridiculous way that I could because I felt like it. So the actual choreography was to just be like, Jello, like look over your shoulder. But I decided to kick it up a notch. And I made it my goal that every single time we did it again and again, I would do something more and more ridiculous. To the point where I would almost be doing a back bend just because I wanted to crack a joke. Like the other girls can attest to the fact that there were many a time where I would just be like, Jello.
Trust me, this is when the good times really start.
For that part, we were told to just kind of like jam out and dance like guys, which none of us knew how to do. So we'd all just be standing there like, is this how Du Bois dance? Like, I don't think I'm doing this right. How do Du Bois dance? How does this work? I don't understand.
No one traps you in this high ass back. Bust a move in women's underwear while you're blasting
Michelle and I only got this high five right a total of 2 times. Literally hundreds of times in rehearsals, we would miss or like just barely get each other's hands like that. The first time we got it right was in rehearsal and we were so excited because I think we realized like mid-high five, like yeah, we're not gonna miss this time. That we high-fived with the intensity of 1,000 suns and I felt the shockwave like go up my arm. It hurt so bad.
That don't understand that
I almost ate shit on stage because my legs got ahead of me for a second there.
Words and Nietzsche's rose before hope. I don't need a girl who can cry and bawl. In fact, I never learned girl that I'm single. Oh yes, single. I'll behave that dude's meant to behave. Oh,
this step is precisely why we have the inside joke of don't punch your friends in the face. Because when we initially taught this dance, the formation that we were in when we did that step was one where you could have very easily punched your friend in the face. And so one day in rehearsal, I was reviewing and teaching choreography and I just taught that as, hey, don't punch your friends in the face. And it stuck.
and promise me that everything will be alright. Everything will be alright.
You can find one if you try. You were dancing, you were dancing.
This song had all of us crying. When Brian did this in dress rehearsal, like, he hit me right in the feels. I was just sitting there like, I turn around and Michelle is making this face, and then I had to watch this song like 5 more times when I was editing the video. So Brian, great job with this, but also fuck you for making everybody cry.
Lord Farquaad Hall, can he both? And he signed an eviction notice.
That line is actually an inside joke. It is not in that scene from the musical, it's actually from the movie. But one of the things that we do around Copeland is that we'll randomly just go like, Lord Farquaad! And we've been doing this for so long and we do this so much, it's to the point where it actually takes a considerable amount of effort for me to say Lord Farquaad like a normal person and not just go, Lord Farquaad! Because we do it all day, every day.
And we are gonna have to just wait. Because waiting is what fairy tale creatures do.
I'm gonna shed my house coat.
Paul actually threw his jacket right where I had to go and dance, and so I was just kind of looking at it like, what do I do about that? Because that's right there. Like, do I kick it? What do I do about this situation?
Yes! It all makes sense now! We may be freaks, but we are freaks with teeth and claws and magic wands!
And that is the end of today's video. Congratulations to the cast of Genderbent on an amazing show. I am so proud of all of you and thank you for all of your hard work. Comment, like, and subscribe. Follow me in all the links in the description. I'll see y'all next Friday.